Okay, Wendy Williams has filed paperwork to reevaluate and hopefully end her guardianship conservatorship. This is something
Get it done, girl.
Really happy about this. If you haven't gotten a chance to listen to the latest TMZ podcast, Two Angry Men with Harvey Levin and Mark Garagos, they really break down what's been happening in her case. Also, there is a Tubi special, a documentary that they also did where they interview Wendy. You've probably seen the screenshots of her through the window of her assisted living facility where she's really locked down. So this is good news if you've been following the story.
Look, there have been indications that she's doing a lot better, that she doesn't need to be in a conservatorship, or in this case, it's a guardianship in the state of New York. And that is a good thing. She allegedly was diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia. She says she was not. That is not her diagnosis. There's clearly some confusion, which hopefully will be determined by an actual medical professional and hopefully a judge who's looking at this impartially. That said, even if the judge were to say, according to what I've read on TMZ anyway, that she cannot be freed from this guardianship, she can ask for a jury trial.
Right.
Which, because it's in state court, means very likely we could see it on television.
Ooh, yes.
So that would be TV. Awesome. But let's just not even get there, because let's hope the judge just does the right thing, assuming that they see what we see, which is someone who is clearly capable of living on her own.
And Bradley, you were researching about this mental disorder, this type of dementia, that if you really actually do have this type of dementia, you don't get better. It's just unfortunately a progression where you don't, you can't really speak for yourself. You don't, I mean, it's an awful disease, but clearly Wendy has.
Well, she sounds
changed.
Way different.
Yes, even from the documentary, the Lifetime documentary. I mean, if you watch that, it was like my mind was set in stone that she's not going to come out of this. She's in a state where she doesn't know what's going on. She's just not there anymore, and that's not the case.
And I believe it was the attorney that is no longer with her who said after the first time she appeared on Breakfast Club, she has good days and has her bad days. Well, based on what you're saying about this disease, that's not usually how it works.
Right.
It sounds like, you're not going to have like all of a sudden you sound like you're making sense again. And it just, there are a lot of questions. And as somebody else, I think it was Mark Garagos in that podcast pointed out, like, criminals are allowed to live in their home under house arrest. They might have to meet some stipulations, but they're allowed to live in their own home. Why can't Wendy live in her own home? Yeah. Instead, she has to be in a locked facility. Yeah. Doesn't quite add up. So fingers crossed. We love you, Wendy.
Yes, somebody we have talked about for a long time in the blind items, a lot of the different moving parts, and maybe some of the things that coming out now just have proved to be true.
It also just stands to reason. I don't know about you, but like having an experience with drug and alcohol addiction as I do, mostly alcohol, you're not your best when you're in the midst of that.
Yeah.
You're not thinking correctly. You're not functioning the same way. You're physically not the same, mentally, psychologically. All of those things can be challenged with, an addiction. Now, I don't know where she stands because she hasn't really spoke openly about it. She says she's sober, but if that were a contributing factor, it seems like she's in a much better place now because she sounds better. She's advocating for herself. She's not, because you'll remember there were times when TMZ would catch up with her outside of a liquor store. I remember a guy would like drive her she would have like a cab driver stop at a liquor store and she would run in and get a delivery and then, go back to wherever and then say she wasn't using. So like there are a lot of questions and a lot of things that lead me to believe she might just be in a better place for herself physically when it comes to her addiction.
Yeah.
That is contributing to her sounding and being better.
All right, you guys ready to do some blind items?
Let's do it.
Remind everybody, if you want to be sure to comment on this video, give your thoughts on Wendy and everything else we talk about today, and also hit that notification bell and like and subscribe and do all of the things. Leave us a 5-star review if you think we deserve it. If you don't, keep your thoughts to yourself.
Yeah.
Let's do another blind item.
Please and thanks.
This 3-named actor turned down the lead of an independent film. He claims it was because he still thinks he's going to land the iconic movie role, but it may have been because he wasn't too thrilled about the same-sex love scene that was taking place in the movie. The A-list foreign-born singer who likes to act is up next for this particular role. So we've got a 3-named actor turned down the lead of an independent movie. He claims that it was because he still might land the iconic movie role, but he also wasn't too keen on the same-sex love scene idea. The A-list foreign-born singer who likes to act is up next for said role.
I don't know the first
Lots
half
of
of this, Dawn. Maybe you have an idea, but the second half to me sounds very Harry Styles.
It is very hairy.
Very hairy.
The first part, I think, is Aaron Taylor Johnson being
Yes.
up for Bond.
Ding,
Just
ding, ding.
Crushing it. Nicely done. Yes, that was great teamwork.
Makes the dream work.
It does. According to the blind item, Aaron Taylor Johnson turned down the lead in an upcoming independent film. We don't know the details on that film, but he claims it was because he might still land that role of James Bond. Maybe he wasn't too keen on the same-sex love scene idea as well. That's at least what people are saying he's actually telling his people around him. But the A-list foreign-born singer, a.k.a. Harry Styles, who likes to act, is up for that role next. So we'll see.
Okay, well, good luck to them. Harry, we know, is not afraid of a man-on-man love scene. So,
Yeah.
Oh, what has he done it before?
yeah, I don't remember the film. Wasn't it that Policeman? What was
Policeman,
that?
yep.
Yeah,
The policeman.
Okay,
yeah. So he's comfortable with his sexuality. That one,
that's good.
My Policeman.
My Policeman.
Him and David Dawson.
I never
Emma
saw
Corrin was
that
in
movie.
that as well. There you go. That is the first one. You guys crushed it. Let's move on and do another blind item here. Since it's game over with one individual, this A-list musician / former actor has his sights set on the much wealthier target and is now dragging family into it. Specifically, this A-list Nepo baby model. Let me read this one again. Since it's game over with one individual, this A-list musician / former actor has his sights set on the much wealthier target and is dragging family into it, specifically this A-list Nepo baby model.
Oh gosh,
I don't.
You got some stuff to work through.
Yeah, because I'm trying to figure out what this is actually referring to. Like, this one relationship ended, and so they're going to try to make another one go with the help of a Nepo baby?
You could not be further from the correct answer.
Got it. Okay.
Let me read it again. This, since it's game over with one individual, this
So that's not a relationship game over?
that is not a relationship game over.
Okay.
Since it's game over with one individual, this A-list musician / former actor has his sights set on the much wealthier target and is dragging family into it, specifically this A-list Nepo baby model.
So, and that Nepo baby's in his or her family?
Let me break this down. So we've got the A-list musician / former actor who has set his sights from one individual to a much wealthier target and is now dragging the family of that wealthier target in, that family member being an A-list Nepo baby model.
Got it. Now, when you're saying it's not a relationship thing, then is it a business thing?
Kind of.
Publicationship?
Nope.
Oh, okay, kind of.
Like a
podcast?
movie project?
Nope.
An album?
Nope.
Concert?
No.
What would you do with somebody else?
I don't know.
Something that was,
Is it a money-making business venture?
it was for everyone involved.
Oh,
Except maybe one.
okay.
Crypto?
No.
So,
Since it's game over
Oh,
for one individual, this
Drake?
Good hint.
since it's game over, as we say at the Super Bowl,
Oh, so he's
Okay.
trying to rehab his reputation?
not quite.
Okay.
Since it's game over with Kendrick Lamar, Drake has his sights now on the much wealthier target and is dragging family into it, specifically this A-list Nepo baby model.
It's not a
Okay.
Kardashian.
It's not. They are Kardashian adjacent. Not from a family standpoint, but they definitely have been in the Kardashian space.
So is he trying to create drama with this other family to distract
Not
from?
necessarily a family. It's, gosh, this is hard.
Okay.
Scientology?
So think about this. He's moving on from Kendrick Lamar to a much wealthier target. Who would Drake be targeting next?
Sean Combs.
50 Cent.
Much wealthier than
Ken.
everybody you've mentioned.
Elon Musk?
Not quite as wealthy as that
Jeff
guy.
Bezos?
You probably won't know him by name, but you know him by his title.
Oh,
Here. His title.
Prime
Think of-
Minister of Canada.
Think
Justin Trudeau.
of what we know about the legal situation Drake's in right now.
Oh.
Oh.
Supreme Court person?
Does he have any
God.
lawsuits we're aware of?
No.
Well,
Drake doesn't?
He was trying to sue Kendrick Lamar
the
and the UMG.
UMG. Oh, okay.
And of
So
course,
is there
who's
somebody in
music-
United Music Group that he's targeting with a Nepo baby?
I think I
model.
might blow your mind here in a second. Do you know who we've talked about this name last week.
Oh,
Yeah.
He, of course, was parting with both Dr. Dre and Jay-Z after Kendrick Lamar swept at the Grammys. His name is Lucian Grange.
okay.
Does that name sound familiar at all?
Yes.
Because his son is married to an A-list Nepo baby model.
It's Julie No.
His son's name is Elliot,
Elliot Grange?
and he had a very
Oh,
luxurious wedding
okay.
that lasted
This is
like a week.
Yes, this is Cutie Pie with this is
The wedding
American
lasted
Idol
all night long.
all night long.
Oh, Richie.
Sophia Richie.
There you go. Nicely done. You guys came together to get this blind item. Let's talk about it. Since it's game over with Kendrick Lamar, Drake has officially set his sights on the much wealthier target, that being Lucius Grange, the CEO of UMG, the entity he's suing. And he's dragging family into it, specifically Sophia Richie, his daughter-in-law. If you go to Instagram,
Okay.
Drake has Drake's account, and then Drake has the very well-known Drake burner account. It's an account that everyone knows is Drake.
Like Schmake?
Drake knows everyone knows it's Drake, but also says stuff he would never say from his own account and probably still has deniability because technically it ain't Drake.
Yeah.
Well, recently we've been seeing pictures posted of Sophia Richie
Oh.
on that account. One wearing his brand, and in another one where she is like laying in bed in kind of an interesting, provocative way.
What is he implying with him?
Check out the account. You can go down that rabbit hole yourself.
What is the account?
It's post. Oh gosh, what is it? I got to find it here. I'll tell you. There's like 17.
This is a lot of complicated shenanigans.
I know.
He needs to work on his messaging because if it is this convoluted,
Plot with 4 T's.
No.
Or sorry, plot with 3 T's, and then twist with 6 T's at the end. It's called at plot twist.
twisty.
2, 3, 4, 5.
And be careful because there are like 7,000 then
So
accounts.
3 T's on plot, 6 T's on twist.
And then, that first T on twist is actually not on plot. Get it? Because it's like
Yeah,
plot.
gotcha.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a separate.
Yep,
So 4
yep.
in a row. Is there an underscore in between?
No underscores. 430,000 followers.
So
Because
everybody
again,
knows.
we all know it's Drake.
Okay.
Drake
I
knows
still
we
think
know it's Drake.
he just can't you just say I lost
Oh, no.
because nothing like anything you see out of Drake right now, like he responded with a major dig, and you're like, no, he didn't, because that's not possible. Because I'm pretty sure when you have the like most watched halftime show of all time in your face, like you can't compete with that.
And you can't compete with the song.
So there you go.
It's just, that's game over, Drake. Okay, that was a really interesting one. I wrote down all the names so
Nice.
that next time I'll be
And
prepared.
you'll forget because you'll forget why you wrote them down. You'll be like, wait, why did we write that down?
I got a better notebook now, so I can write more.
Hopefully this one's also an interesting one to you. Let's find out.
Don't trust your kid.
When you see stories that this permanent A-list singer is working with producers on the upcoming project, just know that those stories are false. The amounts of meth she uses on a daily basis makes it impossible to do pretty much anything.
Rude.
When you see stories about this permanent A-list singer working with producers on an upcoming project, just know those are probably false, considering the amount of meth she does on a daily basis makes it impossible to do pretty much anything.
Good Lord.
come on.
Yes.
This is aggressive.
Whoa.
Seems aggressive.
It's not Madonna, is it?
Stop it.
I mean,
Like the idea that A, she would be doing meth, and B, that she'd be working on music. I know she actually has been. It's fine.
permanent
okay.
A-list singer.
Permanent A-list. Barbara Streisand.
Oh my gosh, Mariah?
Oopsie.
Britney?
Oh.
Accidentally pressed the hint button.
Oh my God.
No.
According to the blind items, and of course that upcoming project is not music related.
It's a
Biopic.
The biopic, yeah.
biopic.
Yeah, remember who's doing that?
The director of Wicked,
Yeah.
John Chuth, right?
That's right. Yeah.
When you see stories about Britney Spears potentially working with the producers on the upcoming project, the upcoming biopic, just know they're not true because the amount of meth she uses on a daily basis makes it
Look.
impossible to do anything. I'm reading the blind items. Don't
I
throw
know.
stuff at me. Stop it.
Look, if you got something on you, it's because you're in the room. It's not because I'm throwing it at you.
Thank you.
I'm just throwing it up in the air because I kind of feel like that's aggressive. Is she dabbling in some recreational substances on occasion? Probably.
Yeah.
Meth seems a little aggressive.
That's very aggressive.
Like, I feel like we would be seeing more
meltdowns.
evidence. Yeah.
Yeah. In public.
Maybe we're
doing
just hoping
things.
against hope. I don't know. I hope.
I agree. When I see her, I don't think that. When I see Paul Solis, I might think that.
Yeah.
Let's move on into another blind item.
that
and leave
story,
the mess
there's a
behind
lot of-
us. There's a lot of things in there. This future Hall of Famer will now quietly talk to the only 3 to 5 organizations who would even think about employing him. If none of them are desperate enough to do it, then he'll make a massive announcement on his buddy's show that he made the decision that it's the right time to step aside.
Tom Brady?
Let me read it
Oh,
again
sorry.
here. This future Hall of Famer will
Future.
now quietly talk to the only 3 to 5 organizations who would ever even considering employing him. If none of them seem desperate enough to do it, then he'll make a huge announcement on his buddy's show that he has made it the decision that it's the right time to step aside.
Are we talking about Travis?
Nope. Both those guesses, though.
Oh, is it the other one? Patrick Mahomes? No.
No, he's far from retirement.
Well, because I just saw something about like they are not saying whether or not they'll play again.
Not Patrick. He will absolutely play again for 15 more.
Is it a football player?
Yeah.
Somebody who's currently playing?
Yeah. Think about the keywords here. Future Hall of Famer will quietly now talk to 3 or 5 organizations that would even think about employing him. If none of them are desperate enough, then he'll make a huge announcement on his buddy's show and then make it seem like he made the decision that it's the right time.
Aaron Rodgers?
Yep.
Okay.
Today
Is
it
he
was
still playing? I guess I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he played for the Jets this last year.
Yeah.
It was made official, or it's been announced here a couple of hours ago that Aaron Rodgers and the Jets will be parting ways. So there was still speculation on whether or not Aaron Rodgers would return to New York to play for the Jets for another season. He is stepping aside, the organization has decided that they will not have him as their quarterback anymore.
Yeah.
So according to the blind item, though, and again, this isn't really much of a blind item, this is just how the business works, he's going to quietly talk to the 3 or 5 organizations who would actually think about employing him. And if any of them aren't desperate enough, then he'll make the announcement, probably on the Pat McAfee show, that it is time to step aside.
You know, he was going in a different direction and that didn't pan out. So it seems like he did not get the conclusion to his career that he was originally hoping for. Like, I think he wanted to have some big Hollywood gig so that he could be like, I'm out. But now it's just kind of like, well, I don't have anything better to do.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. Now, he was recovering from an injury. not to get super sports ball-y on this. There's a few teams. One guy that has a ton of respect for him is Mike Tomlin, the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. They don't have a quarterback right now.
Okay.
There's a very good chance he'll end up there. Mm-hmm. He could potentially go to San Francisco.
So he's
got some options.
Okay.
He's got some options for what we do.
And he obviously isn't.
Minnesota would be a very fun location just for what we do. But yeah, there's definitely a circus around him that I think is going to keep him away from it. But if it is the case where he can't find anybody who's willing to pay him for what his services are, I mean, if you told me he was hosting Jeopardy by next year, if you told me he was never heard from again because he was on an ayahuasca trip, or if you told me he was a part of our country's administration, I would believe all of it.
Yes.
That is entirely plausible at this point.
All of them are on the table for this young man.
Yeah.
He's not in a publicationship though now, right?
He is not. Actually,
that's a missed opportunity.
Well, last we heard, he's actually it's hard. There was a rumor that he was dating the daughter of the Bucks owner, Mallory Edens, I think is her name. She also was dating during the show Enigma when they were filming it. There was some people that he was dating in that show, we believe. Remember, there was that one woman named Blue. She was like, I don't remember the story.
Blue?
But yeah, people that he met doing his ayahuasca trips.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So who knows with that, man?
And Shailene Woodley, what's she doing? Maybe they'll get back together. I think she's still sucking
true.
on dirt.
So there you go. We'll have to see. Again, that's the latest with one of our Enigma buddies.
Okay.
This Nepo baby of 2 A-listers is finally getting the help that he has sorely needed, even though one of the A-listers hasn't seen him in nearly a year. This Nepo baby of 2 A-listers is finally getting the help he has sorely needed, even though one of the A-listers hasn't seen him in nearly a year.
Is this like Jaden Smith? Okay.
It's not Chet Hanks. I always have to throw in Chet
Try to
Hanks.
get Chet Hanks anytime there's a Nepo baby.
Well, especially a messy one.
Yeah.
So is it because the parents aren't together anymore?
The parents are not together anymore.
Oh, is it Brad and Angelina? And so it's the oldest.
Pax?
Yeah.
Jolie Pitt is finally getting the help that he is needed. And even though one of the A-listers, being Brad Pitt, of course, hasn't seen him in nearly a year.
We've heard this before, right? Like this, or is it public? I can't remember, like his struggles.
Well, all we know is that he has, at least maybe what the blind items are subscribing to, I'm not sure, but he, in July of last year, had a very serious e-bike accident.
That's right.
And made a recovery, and less than 3 weeks ago had his second serious e-bike accident. So I don't know if the blind items are just using those 2 stories to basically project that maybe there's something going on that's causing multiple e-bike accidents.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
but it's the blind items.
Maybe he just needs to take a few lessons.
That could be a good start.
Or just stay off e-bikes.
I
Those
would be
things scare me.
scared.
When I see people whiz by on them, I know I'm 100 years old, but I'm just like, y'all, you don't have wrist guards on. You're going to break your wrist.
Yeah.
Or your noggin.
Yeah, wear your helmets, too.
Wear your helmets.
That.
Don't speed. And don't do drugs.
We know you're a great driver, but other people aren't. What's that?
Say it out loud.
I'm not a great driver.
You're not?
No.
I'm just talking to the people who don't feel like they need to wear helmets.
Got it.
We know you're fantastic
Yeah.
at it, but when that person backs out into you and you don't expect it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I
you
also
got to
love
watch
how-
for other people.
Yes. I also love how Bradley just admitted he's a terrible driver. Thank you.
I mean, look, I am just occasionally not the best driver. I forget that there are like giant concrete pillars right next to me when I'm in a parking lot. And when I pull out, I do a hard turn and then I have to.
Oh. Is that when there was a lot of snow, though, and you couldn't see the...
No, it was broad daylight.
Yeah. Broad daylight and...
It was right next to me, right out of the window. But I just put my tins on and hit reverse. That was the sound it made.
It's really well done.
Good.
$500, a higher deductible in my insurance.
Oh, that's not a lot. $500. Wow.
Well, $500, and I have to pay more.
Oh.
And I had to be without a car for like a week.
Yeah.
Poor me.
Do you need me to pick you up? Okay.
This was years ago.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. If you can't tell by the talk of Bradley's terrible driving, we're done for today.
Are we really?
Yeah,
Oh my God, that was
That
fast.
was quick. We
Okay.
took a lot of time with the second one there.
Which was
about
that?
Drake.
Oh, well,
But I thought that was a good one.
Yeah, it definitely was. I'm going to have to check out that burner account.
Plot twist.
Well,
That's
Michael,
the Instagram account.
thank you for that delicious crop. I almost said crap. Crop. of
Delicious
blind-
crap.
Juicy blind items. And you can get those every Monday through Friday on MyTalk if you listen on the radio. Of course, we're wherever you get podcasts. You can download them, like them there, subscribe to them, leave a review, and tell all your friends about them. But we also have the beauty of YouTube, an entire channel where you can also like and subscribe and tell all your friends about.
Blinded by the item.
Bye!
Blinded by the item.